I have a distaste for businesses that get so consumed by making money that they lose sight of everything else. I'm not saying that it's bad to make money, but I've been in working environments and seen people who just are so blinded, and the outcome that they want is to squeeze as much as they want from every single person, and the only thing they think is gonna decide whether they're good or not, or their survival or not, is based on how much cash flow is coming in. And I get it, sometimes you need money to survive. So I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about those situations where you have more than enough. Yet, due to whatever feeling of inadequacy or inferiority or whatever this desire you have, you're trying to make more, and that more is what's driving your actions and your decisions. And it is leading you to lose sight of the people or the goal or things like that, right? With Project Starlit or just generally, a lot of the content is out there or the best content. It's not behind a paywall. It's not. Um, I'm not gonna act like my goal isn't to also be financially successful in the future. That is a goal because there are things I can do when I get to that target or when I have that level of control and freedom. But I think the reason you're making money is so you can do what you want to do, right? So you can work on any project you want to work in, so you can help anyone you want to help, so you can work with anyone you want to work with, protect the things that are important to you. It's kind of sad when people literally forget that and they just start being controlled by it. And I've seen that so much in the coaching space, in the self-development space, where it's like the role of the coach or the person on the stage or the role of the person who is being the coach is not like imagine how shitty way to run a business is that you're so insecure about providing value to others that you want it to keep it behind as much of a paywall as you can, where you're scared or you feel like you're losing something if you were to help someone. It feels kind of depressing, to be honest. I certainly don't want to be a coach like that or somebody who impacts others like that. But I do see many people doing that. I do see many people that the metric that is used for success is not the impact or the life change, but how much sales you made or how much revenue you generated. And that determines the direction the business is going to head in as well. But the thing is, even when it comes to making more money, you don't make money by optimizing for making money. You make money by being better at running a business. And that's a different skill set altogether. And the other reason why I see all of these idiots who optimize for sales end up having negative reviews and shit experiences and being stuck is because their delivery was horrible. The actual product was never the priority because even with that angle, you started optimizing for how much cash you can collect, not how good of a product you can build and let that scale your business, right? The disparity between acquisition and fulfillment, but like it runs deeper than that. And that's ironic, to be honest. And that's probably something that's fundamentally wrong with the industry that I hope gets fixed. I think many coaches in the beginning, because they don't have anything, you obviously need to make money and generate revenue to be able to grow and scale the business, right? But don't forget, as you climb to the top, there are idiots all the way up, and there are lines and lines of people who, with the same fundamental belief or reasoning, ended up completely destroying their own business as well as their own audience, as well as had nothing to show for it, and just at the end of the day, maybe made slightly more than the average person, lost it, made it back, lost it back. Didn't learn anything. The skills they have might not have been that useful because it's not the skill of actually being good, it's the skill for it's like even they feel guilty for their ability to squeeze revenue out of people. at whatever fundamental level. So yeah, Project Starlet is like the revenue part is sort of at the same time it's not a charity either. Not a charity. I don't know why I started using that word. I think I heard that from a few others explaining things that way. It was made for impact and for doing things that are much bigger than me trying to squeeze out $1,000 from someone or charge for coaching. It was for building projects that can make multiple figures and for working with people and finding them that can get to the level that is at the top 0.0001%, lead the future, like the stars that light up the path for those that are walking in those direction. That shit won't happen. That's like something from what he said when he could have sold a lot in his book launch, but didn't because he was like, I'm not playing the 5 million game, I'm playing the 5 billion game. And for the 5 billion game, I need to do things differently. And he did. He became good. It's hard for me to understand the thinking process because wasn't, I haven't made that money yet. But at the same time, I also see others who have, and I've worked with a lot of them, and I think I can safely say at this point that I also wouldn't want to be like them. There are different ways of getting to the top of the mountain, and you can pick the path you want to walk in. And I select the one that Alex, or not that one, like a hybrid version of that, if that makes sense. Where your skills are so good that they speak you and you make revenue as a default. Obviously, you see reality for what it is, and if in reality you need like business, like anything, you need to make sacrifices and hard choices, and things are never simple. And I know people who talk about ideals without work. But this is on the other extreme where those that do have money, but like not anti, I'm not being anti-money here. I have been up close to most of them, but I've seen people make promises they can't deliver on from stage, scamming those who want to believe in them because they have no one else to look up to. I've been a part of that myself for years, where I had to turn down single mothers who wanted refunds because the company's policy was not to issue that because, again, we didn't give a shit about that. Even though that refund wouldn't have costed the company much. But it was like there was such insecurity that, and even though we were so big, and I've done that over and over and over again. And I knew that the people even we serviced weren't happy with it because again, the goal wasn't servicing. Like it was to just collect upfront cash and then you stop caring about the person at all. And that's how things play out. It's like there's this novelty where you're given priority and value until you have something of need. And as soon as you've delivered on that, when it's our turn to pay back, that's no longer the goal because you think there are always more people out there that you can squeeze money out of. And it's a never-ending process. And I hate that. I hated that back then as well. But due to whatever twisted sense of being someone who wanted to be with people and friends and things like that, and I found those in that environment, we kept on playing on. And to be honest, I'm not a saint either. Like I didn't care that much myself at most of those stages. Perhaps because at a deeper level, I knew that that person would be fine, even if we don't give them a refund. They would survive. They might learn a lesson or whatever it ends up being, but how good it would be if you look at the other extreme where you were so skilled and you were so valuable that you actually took somebody who had nothing and helped them achieve their dreams, right? And that's probably what makes the whole story of entrepreneurship exciting and makes you want to try better and become better and try harder because there are all these possibilities that exist and things that can be done and impact that can be created. Maybe not, maybe all of those people were idiots. Maybe majority of the clients that we couldn't deliver were just stupid business owners. But there might have been one person, right? And that one person could change the world. And wouldn't you want to just do it out of fun? I mean, you started on this path because you wanted that, right? Not so you can just brag to others about whatever financial freedom you have. Pleasure-wise, my life doesn't get affected if I have a whatever a Rolls Royce or a normal car. The things you enjoy, there's so many of them that you can pick your happiness in life. You can also pick your regrets in life. And you can also pick your status in life because different people value different things. And in different group, you might be acknowledged for something else versus the one you're in right now. And availability wise, we don't see that. We don't realize that. Yet at the same time, I think the ones who do, or like Steve Jobs said, the ones who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who end up doing it. Or at least the ones who try, and some of them end up doing it, even if the rest fail. But if you're gonna fail anyways, or if you're gonna succeed anyways, because you're gonna die anyways at the end of the day, and none of it will matter. None of the norms, whether you were right, whether you were wrong, whether you were strong, whether you were weak, the suffering wouldn't matter, the pain wouldn't matter. The happiness might matter a bit. It might not that much. Then create the future you want with your own two hands. And let yourself be the judge of what you want it to be, regardless of historically or present wise or whatever validation it gets or brings. Find the people you want to have that future with. Make sure you can provide them with what they want. Be capable enough that all the problems that come your way, you're strong enough to overcome them. Be someone others can be proud of, they can depend on, and protect and save as many people as you can. Would be interesting to see how things turn out to be.